welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, I'm glad that you're here again. It's been a little bit since I've sat down and I've done an update video about what's going on, how things have been going, and just sat down and had a chat with you. So I figured today would be the great day to do that, as it's a little bit gloomy outside and I am off work. So I have some big things planned and coming in December and then later this week. So I figured I'd share a little bit about that and what we can expect. I'm finally feeling like I'm getting back on track. I got off track and I have gained a few pounds. I have not broke keto, but I have had some keto treats and probably a few more than I should. Stress has been a thing in the past month or so, 2 months really, and I have gained about 5-10 pounds. It's almost 10 pounds. My one scale says I gained 15. My other scale, the one that I actually trust, my InBody, says I've only gained about 9. So I'm okay with that. So this morning I did get on the scale, on my InBody scale, and I haven't done that in over a month. I was kind of scared. I'm like, I didn't want to see what it was going to tell me. Ultimately, it wasn't bad. Yes, my weight has gone up, but I've also gained muscle. Yes, I have gained some fat as well, according to the scale. But the interesting thing is my body fat percentage has gone down since the last time I weighed. So I am making some progress in the direction I want to make, even though it doesn't really look like I'm making progress in the direction that I want to make. I'm very happy that it's not as bad as I thought it was, which is a relief. But today I'm going to go ahead and I am going to start what I'm hoping is going to be a nice long run of BBB&E. I am not excited about this, y'all. I'm not excited at all, but it's what I need to do. Here's the things that have gotten quote unquote out of control. I started drinking coffee, which in itself is not a bad thing. Most days, it's only about 2 or 3 cups. Some days it's more than that, but I have to have it with cream and sweetener. And I'm using the right sweeteners and everything. But when you realize that I'm doing 2 or 3 big cups of coffee a day, which is probably closer to about 5 to 6 actual cups of coffee with cream, it becomes indulgent. After a while, I've also made some keto treats recently, and I've enjoyed those and indulged in those since about like September. I've just had more sweet treats than I normally do. I normally don't do any type of desserts or anything like that. So my desire for sweet foods has gotten out of control, and I need to get it put back into perspective, which is not fun. It's not fun. I am not excited at all to give these things up for the next little while. My goal is to continue doing BBB&E until the end of February. So beginning of March, 1st of March, I want to transition back to more of the ketovore that I normally do. So it's going to be a good long run. A little over 90 days, but not too bad. Like I said, I'm not thrilled about it at all, but because I'm not thrilled, it tells me that I have a serious problem with sweeteners and I need to get those back into check and back into control, get my cravings for them to be stopped so that I can go back to enjoying occasional keto chow creamy, an occasional, my Celsius that I really enjoy having. And that Celsius has never really been a problem for me. I drink 1 a day. So I am going to do the BBB&E, and yesterday I was convinced that I was still going to do it with 1 cup of coffee that I sweetened with my keto brains. But I decided that that was still going to be contributing to my desire to have sweets, even though it was a reasonable thing to do. So I am not going to do that. Hopefully I will make it all the way to the end of February, but worst case scenario, I'm going to reevaluate at the end of December because I just need to get back on track. We'll see how it goes. I anticipate that there is going to be more fasting for me, which I don't usually do a whole lot of intermittent fasting. I would like to try to do OMAD for this month, but that's just going to depend on my actual hunger levels. If I can do it, fantastic. If I can't, that's fine too. So I'm not going to try and stress myself out too much with too many goals, because that is going to lead to a crash for me and a meltdown, and I just don't want to put too much pressure on myself right now. I have a lot of exciting things coming up that I'm looking forward to that are going to take a lot of time and attention, and they are going to be, there's going to be a fair amount of stress in it, but it's all good. So what are we going to see coming up this week? This week, I will be doing more videos about what I'm eating, checking in how my BBB&E is going, because I know I am not going to be super happy about it. I'm going to be rather grumpy about it, but I'm going to try to have a good attitude. And when I'm going to be facing some struggles, when I face those struggles, my goal is to share about it so that you guys can see that, you know, I'm a real person too. I face the same types of struggles that some of you face, and we have some of the same type of issues. And I want to show you that even though I'm not excited about it, it is a challenge that we can push through and we can get through, and we do have some goals for. So I would like to, by the end of February, have lost 20 to 25 pounds. That is not a strict goal, but this is the general goal for me to have in mind of somewhere where I would like to go. I know by my birthday in August, at the end of August, I would like to have lost between 60 and 70 pounds, which would put me really, really close to my goal weight. Within about, depending on what my goal weight is, I have a range. It would put me about 10-ish, 5 to 15 pounds, depending on, do I want to stay at the heavier end of my goal weight, or do I want to shoot for the lower end of my goal weight? That will all depend on how I feel I look at that point. So nothing is set in stone with an actual goal weight, but I do know that I would like to be, by my birthday, really, really close to my goal weight. It can be done. It's about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week at that point. So a reasonable amount, maybe a little fast. I might not get all the way there. And if I don't, that's fine too. This is just something to shoot for. It's not an end all be all, because of course my goal is health, ultimate health, and keeping my health in check and regaining that. And as part of regaining my health, I'm sure some of you have heard about it and know about it, I am getting a puppy in about 2 weeks. I'm super, super excited. He is going to be a little Australian Shepherd, and one of my friends and former neighbors who I've known for a really, really long time is his breeder. So I will be going up to North Carolina to get him in just a couple weeks. So there'll be videos about him, going to get him and sharing his process and his journey, because his journey is now part of my journey, as we're going to go through all the steps to train him as a service dog. I've had a service dog before. Things didn't quite go the way that I anticipated, and it took a while to be ready to try again. I did try again during 2020. However, during the pandemic, everything shut down, and the puppy that was my service dog candidate at that time, I was not able to properly socialize because I couldn't go anywhere. Social distancing was a thing. It made a very difficult time to get a service dog candidate. She was a great dog and an amazing dog, and she is an amazing home. She's placed with a friend. I get updates all the time, and I would have kept her, except that my goal is to have a service dog. And in my apartment, we can have 2 animals. I have my retired service dog who will be 6 next month. So I'm committed to her for her whole life. Not that I wasn't committed to the last one, but I had a hard decision because I could have kept her, but it meant giving up the potential of training another service dog because I have those limitations of 2 animals. And once I placed her, it took me another year to be able to be ready. Am I ready to spend the time, the energy, the money, all that type of stuff that goes into training a service dog? And I am finally ready. So I'm getting my little Australian Shepherd puppy. His name is Ghost. He's beautiful. I will try to put in a photo montage. I did pick him when he was just a few days old. So I'm super, super excited. Everything is so far from what information that I have gotten about him is he's going to be a good candidate. That doesn't mean he will pass. But if he doesn't pass, I've already decided that he is just not going to go anywhere. He's going to be my active buddy. Just because Piper is 6 and within another year, 2 years, maybe 3, I will no longer have her. So I can try again in a few years. So Ghost is definitely not going anywhere, but we have a long process of training. I'm super excited. I've never had a breed that has had this high energy. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm super excited about it because I want him to be part of my active life. I want to be able to continue going on long walks, working up towards some running. I've gotten off track with some of that, but that's okay because just because you're off track doesn't mean that you stop. You just pick yourself back up and you continue to go. And I will be working back on that. It probably hitting the walking will be happening and is still happening, just maybe not as much as I would like. So I'm going to increase my walking over the next month or so. And hopefully after the first part of the year, I will get back into doing some running. I no longer have my treadmill, which is sad, but good. I needed the space to be able to have more space in other places to allow all the things that you need for a puppy, like crates and beds and all the training gear, and there's just the square footage on the floor of making sure we have a little bit of space for training him. My apartment's 900 square feet, so it's very small. So there's not spaces at a premium in here. It's definitely not super crowded, but it's not a super open area either. So I wanted to make sure that I have some space for him. But the exciting thing is when I pick him up, hopefully I'll be going up to pick him up on December 10th. This is not set in stone yet. I will actually meet him, hopefully if it goes well, December 11th. Hopefully I'll be narrowing down the days that I actually go and pick him up within the next week or so. And then I am going on personal leave for a month for most of December and into January to spend some time really bonding with him and getting him a solid foundation on his training with house training, with sits, stays, comes, all those foundational things that he needs to start on. We probably won't start actual task training until he's probably like 4 or 5 months old. I want him to have that solid obedience foundation. He will be going through AKC Puppy Star. This is something that I've never done before, but I'm doing it from the standpoint of I want him to be socialized with other dogs in controlled settings. He will not be going to a dog park ever unless it's a dog park with no dogs in it. Just because I don't want that experience for him. It was a semi-negative experience for Piper. She was attacked in a mall, and it set up a lot of anxiety. And then other things happened too, where it was just stress-inducing and stuff, and she was retired much earlier than she should have been. But things happen, and not every dog who's a service dog candidate actually passes the training. She passed, but we weren't able, when other things happened, we weren't able to correct that. So for her safety and my safety, we couldn't can have her work outside of the home. So I'm super excited about that. So you'll see a lot of information about that coming soon. This week, I also have a tea cart that I bought about a month ago because I was super excited about it. I was going to redo it, and I'm still going to redo it. It was supposed to be for me, but after having it for a month and rearranging things, I found it doesn't necessarily work in my space the way that I wanted it to. So my daughter just moved into a new apartment, and she's got this cute little nook, and she's like, I want to turn it into a little coffee or tea area. And she showed me, and I'm like, that tea cart would be perfect right there. So she wants the tea cart. So this week I have to do the tea cart and show you. I'm going to do a video and show you guys the process of me, what it looks like before, how I'm doing it, and then what it looks like afterwards, because I do enjoy redoing furniture from time to time. My hutch back there is one of the pieces that I've done. I've done several pieces in the past. They're a lot of fun. I don't get to do them often. I did last year, I did a spinning wheel, and it turned out amazing and it was beautiful, but it ended up not being a wheel that was good for my level of spinning. It was definitely geared more towards a beginner spinner. So I enjoyed the project and had fun with it, and then I ended up selling it. So this tea cart is going to be another one where I will enjoy the process, the whole project of it, and then it gets to go off to my daughter. But since I've only got a couple weeks left and I do have some work still in between them, I need to get it done this week so that I can have it ready for when we drive up to go and get Ghost, because I'll be dropping that off to her as well as a couple other things that I have for her. It's easier than shipping at this point since we'll be there. So I'm super excited about that. I have groceries coming, so you'll see a grocery haul this week and just a few little updates. I'm going to try to do more sit-down updates while I'm off. When I'm working, it is a little bit harder to do longer sit-down videos, but I'm going to try while I'm off. You'll see some training videos coming up because I'm going to be filming that, making sure that I'm staying on track and I am doing everything that I need to. Plus, who doesn't love to see an adorable puppy? So I'll be sharing his journey because that is directly related to my journey and my health journey, because my health journey is not just about my physical weight. It's about my emotional health, my spiritual health, as well as that physical health. So you'll see that process on here as well in the coming weeks. All right, well, it is kind of gloomy, and I think I am going to make a cup of broth because I'm not hungry, but I really want something hot. So I have some well, I can't do chicken broth. Never mind. I guess I'm not doing that after all because I don't have any beef broth. All right, well, I'm gonna go start on some of my Christmas projects that I need to get done and get some cleaning done. But there you have a quick little update of what I will be working towards over the next couple months and some things that you can expect to see on this channel. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and a fabulous holiday season, and we'll be sitting down and chatting again soon. Bye for now.